Hello everyone, DJ right here. Today's DC and movie news. We will start with some Superman news. A report stated that Superman will have a few extra days of additional filming in LA. The report says, "We've heard from multiple sources about one screening in particular on that lot and with his close-knit crew of people he trusts. We're keeping the buzz about the movie itself in our own fortress of solitude, but we can tell you that the movie will be doing a few days of additional shooting in Los Angeles in the near term." But shortly after it was debunked by James Gunn, say, "Sort of, not a few days. We're doing a day and a half of pickup shots, no scenes, no reshoots, just a handful of individual shots to enhance the film." And he said he hasn't done it since Suicide Squad because of the pandemic. Someone asked James Gunn, "Is Superman worth watching in 4DX?" Someone answered, "Absolutely." And James Gunn said, "That's right. I'm sure with Superman flying and you flying alongside him, the 4D effect will blow you away."
I don't think we've ever seen the big science fiction Silver Age Superman aspects that we have in our movie. When the movie comes out, we've never seen this specific part of Superman's life. We don't, and not in film. Sometimes in the comics, you go, "Oh, Superman's fucked because Lex is so smart and so good at what he's doing." Right. But in the movies, you're going, Lex is about to get fucked. I mean,
not to mention, there's the physical component too. You've got a physical Lex here. You got a 6'4" guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we've got a big old Superman and a pretty tall Lex too. So, but yeah, they don't. Yeah, it's just you see now where Lex is. He's not the person you want to have against you.
Did you have? Because Nick told me that kind of when he went into audition, he had a sneaky suspicion he was better for Lex. Did you have that same inkling when? Yeah. Do you know what the next project you'll want to direct is? Have you already thought about?
Nope, I don't. I really don't. And I'm, playing with a few ideas. I'm going to play, once I'm done shooting Peacemaker in a week and change. And when I'm done with that, then I'll start to play around, especially at the beginning of the year, with what I'm writing next,
What advice would you give Rachel Bryan, who is going to be the next Lovely?
Oh, just have fun. Just have fun. And I'm sure she will. She's wonderful. And I hope she gets to bring her sense of humor to it. She's got such a great sensibility, such a good actress, but also such great natural comedic timing. And I hope we get to see some of that.
Aaron Pierre comments for the first time about being cast as John Stewart in Lanterns. "I'm going to do my best to serve and honor and elevate in any way I can John Stewart and the Green Lantern Corps. Hopefully I serve that and it resonates with me." James Gunn says he contemplated bringing Robert Pattinson's Batman into the DCU, but "I'm committed to both telling stories in DCU and elsewhere stories." There's a rumor casting has reportedly begun for Batman Part 2, and Matt Reeves is about to send out an offer for potentially the main to a pretty big actor. Do you think he finished the script? I wonder who the villain is gonna be.
"I'm beyond emotions. They've been frozen dead in me."
Hi, I'm James Gunn.
I'm Dean Laurie.
And here are some of our favorite references and Easter eggs from episodes 1 and 2 of Creature Commandos. I wrote the series before I took over as the head of DC. It was something that we had ready to go. It was tied into a little bit to Superman, which was also being written before I took over at DC. And so I knew that was what was happening. I think it's a soft, reboot is what you might say. And it's also a soft launch of the DCU, in which we see some of the threads were continuing. Obviously, Rick Flag Sr.'s son was killed in Corto Maltese. Obviously, the Weasel had a not great experience in Corto Maltese. And there's things like that. Peacemaker exists. We see him at some point. But it just seemed to be the most natural and easiest way to deal with a difficult situation. I mean, Rick Flag is such a fun character. He's a fun character in the comics who's had all sorts of different manifestations over the years. And I think in the DCU, he's a great character. Grillo is an amazing actor, a great guy, a good friend of mine. And so it's been fun crafting this character. And we're going to see him change as time goes on. He is something in this show, and then he's kind of is something else in Superman, which is a smaller role, and then he's a very major role in Peacemaker Season 2.
I think people are aware of Wonder Woman, so I think there's some belief that it exists, but I don't know how worldwide known it is. James,
I think it's coming at a time at a point in time when people have heard of Themyscira, and now people are starting to believe that it exists, but still some people don't believe the story of, an island of all women. So it's just becoming, people are just becoming aware of it. I don't think we've definitely decided for sure who they are, because I don't want to. I think I know who a couple of them are, but I don't want to say it here on Rotten Tomatoes because I don't want it to be forever considered canon. I'm a big fan of the original novel, and Frankenstein in the comics is a bit more of a good guy. Our Frankenstein is not. And I do think that in some ways I really took a lot of stuff from the original novel, even more so than like the Universal horror movies or the Hammer horror movies as inspiration for The Bride of Frankenstein and Frankenstein. I really think it's what Mary Shelley did to this day, basically inventing horror as a very young woman at a time when, young women were not the most culturally accepted artists. She created horror, and so it's one of the greatest books of all time in a way, and I'm really glad to have that be a piece of what we're creating.
Which member of the team was the most difficult to really nail down?
G.I. Robot was hard to nail down. It doesn't seem like it, because you look at it now and it just seems like it is what it is, but it was a challenge because he was created in the 40s, so he needed to have like a bit of that vibe, but also he has to be a killing machine, so that required its own thing. And he also is one of the sweetest characters in the show, so we had to get a sense of that. So that was tough. Sean Gunn, his performance did a lot of the heavy lifting on that, but that was a little tricky.
I feel like G.I. Robot is like IG-11. There are Creature Commandos Funko Pops available for sale now. I love the movie 28 Days Later, but today, the first teaser for 28 Years Later has been released. It's gonna be in theaters June 20th, 2025. Okay, that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Thank you for watching. Peace.